Well. Good damn afternoon, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again. Excuse me, just jotting something down. Something just popped in through my head. What's going on? What's going on, you sick bastards? Thank you guys for being here. No, I'm not on a cliffside. This is actually near where I used to live in the Monterey Bay area. This is Bixby Bridge headed down to Big Sur, Big Sur, Big South. What a beautiful place. You know, you see stuff like this and it kind of gets lost because California is such a dystopian shithole that you see places like that and you're like, man, that is really beautiful. That is really something. What a gorgeous place. Hate to see it get ruined. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody in the chat. Members, I see you up in this bitch. Thank you for being here, everybody else out there in live stream land. Thank you for being here. Preach. And also, definitely appreciate things of this nature. Thank you so much. The hell? Is that me or was that like all chopped up? What the hell's going on with this shit? I'm gonna have to get to the bottom of this. Borat Sagdiev. Thank you. He says, did Borat destroy financial hymens? Yes, you did. You broke the hymns. You popped the super chat cherry, and I'm so proud of you. Let me try that one more time. It's weird. I'll have to contact people smarter than me to figure that shit out. But I'd have to say that this is one of my favorite thumbnails that I've ever used. Old Clayton Bigsby from Chappelle Show. I think this was the very first episode. I'm pretty sure this was the very first episode of Chappelle Show. If you got hate in your heart, let it out. White power. Oh man, that shit is too funny. You got hate in your heart, let it out. White power. Let's see here. Looks like we have a new sub. Latoya SP. I thank you, young lady. I appreciate you for becoming a subscriber to what I have going on here. Thank you very much. Now, let me ask you this, Miss Latoya. What brought you here? Was it just scrolling through YouTube? Who's this guy? Was it a short? How did you become aware of my content? Miss Latoya, I appreciate that. If you let me know. Just wondering. Louisiana Sister Squad, what up? Shout out to these nice ladies. I've been on a couple streams with one of them. I think it was on Gion's channel. And I thank you for being here. And she says the first episode was with the girl that the boob popped out. That's right. It was the advertisement for the new car that was coming out. And Chappelle was driving and he looked over and her titty popped out. I mean, any man, no man, if a titty pops out, that's just muscle memory. That's DNA. That's caveman DNA right there. That's millions of years of evolution. When a titty, it's weird. The neck, it reacts. Cool. Latoya says she watched a few of my shorts and agreed with my standpoints. Well, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Thanks for letting me know. Katie, yes. Thank you very much. Yeah, that was the first episode where her titty popped out. She was like dancing and shit like this, and it just said boop. And then Chappelle was like, you know, That shit was hilarious, man. But the the thumbnail is Clayton Bigsby from Chappelle's Show. And the reason I chose that was because of the guy who drove his U-Haul into the White House gate or some gate near the White House. And they call this guy a white supremacist. But the only thing is he's not white. So can you be a white supremacist if you're not white? J954 would start and play already, people. We're 6 minutes in. Here we go. He says, what if it's a Ku Klux trans titty? Even worse. When I say titty, I mean an authentic titty, an OG woman's titty, the original titty havers, not these new 2023 titties. No, thank you. No, thank you. I want a good old-fashioned 2X chromosome titty. That's what I want. Don't matter. I don't care what size, big, small, medium, as long as it comes from a real woman. Because then that's not a titty. Then you're just looking at a dude's chest. And nobody wants to see that. That's right, Teron Isaac. OG boobs. Throwback titties. Ugh. Ugh, no new titties, please. Only old school titties. Shit. If that's what old fashioned is, then call me a curmudgeon. Get off my lawn and take those new titties with you. Yeah. Authentically Kennedy, I see you in here. She said, or Miss Authentically Kennedy's on vacation right now. And she said there's bad service. So I'll get to it just in case it cuts out. Yesterday, I went to the post office. I was in town, and I figured, let me go to the post office to make sure I don't have anything, because I don't live too far from it. But, sometimes when you're in town, you want to knock shit out so you don't have to come back. So I was like, let me go to the post office. I go to my box, my P.O. box, which is P.O. Box 806, Olivehurst, California, 95961-9998. So I check it out. There's a little slip in there. You have a package. It's too large to fit into your P.O. box. So I go up there. I turn it in. They give me the box. And I look at it. And I was like, oh, shit. I forgot about that. Authentically Kennedy said she was going to send a care package to the Green family. And boy, did they appreciate it. I mean, like I said, I messaged Authentically Kennedy. Once we got the package, I sent her a message and I told her that I think my family loves her now more than they love me, because they were very excited about the things that she sent from her company, Love of the Earth. Zero waste. Everything is made from natural ingredients and supplies. And it tripped me out. I didn't realize how many things were sustainable. She sent us soaps, candles. The candle was out of the box 10 seconds before my wife had me light it and put it on the counter, because it came in a coconut shell, people. And then she sent this to light it with. Look at this shit, like a little taser lighter. This is the coolest shit. This is my favorite thing. Bug spray, soaps, pencils, all sustainable, all from Mother Earth, and very appreciative of it. My son, he seemed to think, I told him, I said, yeah, a fan of mine, she sent you guys some stuff. So he took it as there's some stuff in there specifically for him. I was like, no, it's kind of for everybody. So he has his own bar of soap that nobody else is allowed to use. He was very clear about that. My daughter loves it. She sent some hair ties. My daughter always needs hair ties. I don't know if she takes them out of her hair and throws them over the fence into the neighbor's yard. I don't know what she does with them. Maybe she takes them off and throws them in the trash. But my daughter cannot seem to hold on to hair ties. So that was big. But everything in there was so cool. The company, the stuff that she has. Oh, and the tote bag. My wife lost it over the tote bag with the bottle holders inside. Lost it. She loves it. My wife loves all of that stuff. Everything you sent, She was looking at the videos on your Instagram page for the different vegan meals and stuff. It was great. My wife basically had Christmas early. I thank you for that, Authentically Kennedy. Wonderful products. People, if you want some of these wonderful products in your possession, it's called Love of Earth Company. You can find her on Instagram at Love of Earth CO. Authentically Kennedy says, so glad you all loved it. I think loved is an understatement. It was fucking crazy. But thank you so much for sending that. I really appreciate it. I appreciate you taking some of your inventory, taking the time to package it up and send it. It was kind of heavy. I know from experience sending things to different people, that shit can get expensive. So I thank you very much. Your merch for you and your husband are on the way. Love of Earth Company. Get over there, clickety clack, spend some cash. Okay, so the electric lighter is a mini taser. Give it to your daughter when she's older. I will. My daughter's going to have a fucking keychain. There are going to be more things of mace and tasers on there than keys if I let her move out. No, Authentically Kennedy is not a leftist. Don't get it twisted because she's a vegan and she's for the earth, of the earth, no waste, natural ingredients for her products and everything like that. Don't get it twisted. If you guys have been in here for any of my live streams, you probably heard me talk about her. She is very much a conservative, loves this country, loves her family. Her husband is a veteran of the Army, I believe. So, yeah, you definitely can't judge a book by its cover. Brian King B says, happy Friday, my peoples. And there's little smoke emojis. I don't know what that means. Maybe he's smoking some meat. Maybe Brian King B is just smoking some meat. That's what those little puff emojis are. Wait a minute. I get it. He's smoking that reefer. That devil's lettuce. Go ahead. I don't give a shit. As long as you're doing it here. Yeah, Louisiana Sister Squad. Conservatives are usually earth friendly. Yes, we care about the earth. We must be good stewards. I think the left wrongfully gets painted with that brush that they're the only ones who care about the environment. Bullshit. Aren't the left the ones who are pushing the electric cars? What's that? The mineral? Where do they get it from? The earth. You need it for all electric car batteries and all cell phone batteries. What's it called? Cobalt. Oh yeah, cobalt. It's one of the things you have to have in every battery. Where do they get that from? The earth. But do they use machinery? A lithium also, yes, Robin Sage, among other things. Cobalt's just one of them. Cobalt, lithium. But they don't excavate it with machinery, even though they're supposed to. They excavate it with, you guessed it, African kids. Yay! You guys got it right. They excavate it with African children's hands. They don't tell you that. They just tell you that you need to buy electric. And if you don't, you're a piece of shit. You hate the earth, and they are better than you. The psychos on the left are better than you. They want you to know that and understand it. Since they believe differently, they are better than you. But yeah, if you need something taken from the earth, don't use machines to do it. Use the local children. Make sure that the work conditions are abhorrent. Make sure that there's no shelter to keep them out of the sun, no regular breaks, no safety equipment. Make sure you do that, and then put children in there. Lori Ann, what? She says, hello, everyone. Watching straight from whole knee replacement surgery. Excruciating, so I'm here to be distracted today. We will do our best to distract you from the pain. Thank you for being here. You got the $6 million man knee treatment. Glad to hear it. Shout out to all you mother suckers. And thank you, Louisiana Sister Squad. She says, hey, I kept my promise for notifications, by the way. Appreciate that. She told me she would turn them on, and she did. She's here. Hold on. You guys know how it is. Things pop into my head. I got to write that shit down because I'm over 40. Bam. Here we go. So let's get in that ass like a bike with no seat, huh? Oh, before we do that, make sure you guys get to over here. Right here. Fuck that green screen. mygreengear.com. Please check that out. Lots of new merch like this here. It's a wonderful shirt. Mugs, tumblers, hats. You know how the merch game works. I got everything there. Brand new designs as well, too. Just dropped 2 new ones. So I'm very happy about that. Thank you, everybody, for being here. It looks like we have more new people in here. Thank you for checking it out. And if this is your first Jericho Green live stream, if I'm popping that live stream cherry, don't you worry. I will be gentle. Mousy says my green screen is eating my head. I don't know what to do, Mousy. I want to try something new. Okay, I'm trying new things here. Just let me try it. So, yes, the U-Haul guy, who somehow is a white supremacist, but he forgot to be white. So, I don't know how that works. So if you have, okay, help me out here. You guys know I went to public school. So if you have a group called white supremacists, I'm assuming that everybody in that group is white, right? Because you call them white supremacists. So if you had a bunch of, let's say, black folks together, and they were spouting their supremacist views, you would probably call them black supremacists, right? So how do you get an Indian dude, which I think he is, I believe he is, whatever. Let's say he's an Indian dude. How do you get an Indian dude who is a white supremacist? Because you have to be white to get into the white supremacist group because it's in the name, white supremacist. So if that is true, if this Indian dude is a white supremacist because he did have a swastika flag, if he is a white supremacist, then did white supremacists as a whole, did they just surpass the left in inclusivity? Because that's one of their favorite words. That's one of their words that they late at night. Inclusivity. Oppression. Equity. Equity. It's one of the words that they pleasure themselves to. So did they just surpass the left in inclusivity? Because apparently the white supremacists are allowing all kinds of different colors of people to join the group. So how is that? They called Larry Elder a white supremacist, but help me understand this. Either they're lying or the white supremacists have become the most inclusive group in human history. Because now they're letting in Indian dudes and black dudes. I fucking get it. I guess the white supremacists figured, hell, man, if we ain't gonna beat the left, let's join them. Let's get inclusive, man. Let's put it out there, brother. What the fuck? So we're gonna find a little bit more about that little bastard. And then Montana looked at the rest of the country and said, fuck you guys, we'll do it. Montana becomes the first state to ban, I think a week ago or so, they banned TikTok completely, all forms, no TikTok here in a big country state or big sky country, excuse me, big sky country. And then the other day, they just became the first state to ban drag queen story hour. Like that shit needed to be done. Why do we live in a world where a state has to ban drag queens reading to children? Drag queens are not just dudes who like to dress like ladies. There's other things that come along with that lifestyle. That is an adult, sexually explicit practice. It is not. Hold on a second. Kuma 13, Kamama 13 Mama. Sorry if I'm saying that wrong. But excuse me. Okay, it says the swastika is a holy symbol in Hinduism, so it would depend on the flag. Yes, I know that, but this flag was a neo-Nazi swastika. I believe he professed white supremacist views. Well, and we'll get to that when we start learning about this cat. But it came to the point where a state had to say, hey, we need to officially ban this. We need to officially stop this from happening within our borders. That's fucking weird. Drag queens are usually sexually deviant perverts. That's what they do. They're normally in bars and clubs, and they perform there around people of their ilk or in front of drunk young women who want to see a show, which is fine. That's where it needs to stay. It's not for everybody. A drag queen performance and drag queens are for adults, not for children. It's for adults. It's all about the location. Because everything doesn't need to be done everywhere, and it doesn't need to be done in front of everybody. I've used this analogy before. If I go in my bathroom right now and take a shit, totally fine. It's a bathroom. You're encouraged to shit in the bathroom. But if I walk out in the middle of my street in my neighborhood and take the same shit, same corn and peanut deposit, well, then there's a problem. Then it's indecent exposure. Then I'm a piece of shit neighbor. And then the police are going to show up. So it's all about location, location, location. Drag queens. Be as dirty and raunchy and bump and grindy as you want. Get it. Get it, girl. But in front of children, no, we can't have that shit. Take your freaky, weird, perverted, grooming ass somewhere else. Because this is not the place for it. But then if you do that, you're a phobe and you don't like us. Nah, dude, you're a fucking weirdo. We ain't going to let that shit ride. That's what it is. Thank you very much, Mr. Kojak, who loves you, baby. He says, here we go. Here we go, play. Here we go. That's right. And speaking of some new folks, let me explain to you what we mean by pleh. Pleh, which brings me back to mygreengear.com. Tammy A posted a picture the other day. I believe it was on Rumble or Locals of her drinking out of the cup, where it's a picture of Joe Biden. And it's a quote where he says, I don't mean to be pleh, because that's what he said. Was it last year, maybe? Yeah, it was last year sometime. He was doing one of his many stupid ass speeches in front of people, and he did his classic trail off of a word. Like in the middle of it, fuck it, I'm bailing and fuck this word. So he said, oh, no, I don't mean to be pleh. That's what he said. Pleh, pleasurable. Is that what he was going to say? I don't know. Plethora, we don't know, because he says, I don't mean to be pleh. And I scoured the dictionary, and there just isn't a word called pleh. So it took on a life of its own here in the Jericho Green universe, man. Thank you, Brendan Gerzalak. He says, you have such a way with words in the description box. Love it. Thanks, man. I love to do that. I take pride in my descriptions. I don't just throw those together willy-nilly. I do try to put a lot of thought into every aspect of my live stream. Ron Fuego, thank you. He says, I prefer the studio over the green screen. Your aura keeping it blurry like Rick James. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he had like this aura around him, whatever you call me. I seen that shit. I don't know. I might go back to it, but I want to do some remodeling in the studio before I do. Definitely. So we'll see what happens. My man Gabe 1/3 of Double Impact Triple Threat. Last night we broke down Unforgiven, scene by scene. Clint Eastwood, Gene Hackman, Morgan Freeman. Classic. Been a long time since I've seen it. I think last night was the second time Gabe's ever seen it. He didn't like it before. He likes it now. What a great movie. Wednesday night, 6 p.m. You guys already know. 11:30 this morning, so a couple hours ago, I was on his weekly show that he does with his daughter, Minnie, stand-up comedian, Southern California, funny new mom. And it's called Father-Daughter Dance. I was just on his show. So now he's showing love on mine. And he says, hey, Brev, you got a problem with Story Hour? You don't fucking do. Yeah, Brev, I do have a problem with Story Hour. I think most people would. And I know Gabe does. He's just being facetious. But yeah, man, who the fuck is okay with those weirdos not only reading to children, being around children? And that's the thing. The drag queens are definitely the perverts for doing this. But what do you say about the parents who bring the children to this? You didn't walk in here and go, oh, wait, where all these drag queens come from? You knew it was Drag Queen Story Hour. You got your pat on the back needing ass over here with your kid so you can take your selfies and post it. Oh my God, you think you're getting a Drag Queen Story Hour? You're so progressive. You're so inclusive. You're so accepting. You're so awesome. Ugh. Shit makes me sick. The parents are the ones the kid's supposed to trust. Mom, you're not going to take me to no pervert shit, are you? Thank you, Cold Brew 406, man. Thank you for being here. I'll tell you what I need right now. I need a hot woman and a cold brew. Thank you, man. I'm going to go ahead and say, pretty sure, I'm pretty convinced that this is the largest super chat that I've ever received. Before this was $100. Hey, I'm not turning up my nose at $100. I'm just saying, before this, the largest one was $100. And so you'd be seated in the C Note VIP section. And if you don't know what a C Note is, every serial number on a $100 bill starts with a C. So they would be sitting in the C Note VIP section. Now we got to knock out a wall and create a new section where it's the 3 C Note section. I thank you, Cold Brew. Thank you very much. It's not lost on me that money is hard to earn. And for people to give it to me for what I say here blows me away every time. Thank you, Cold Brew. Says it feels good too. Thumbs up. Plus, they booted Zooey Zypher from the session. Warms me up. It does. You love to see when they go down. A lot of people want to take the high road. No, we should not. Fuck that. Low road all day. I love to dance and piss on their ashes when they fail. Thank you very much, J954, the pride of Florida, people. And thank you for the 556. Says, can we ban Target and Starbucks too, please? Fuck pronouns. And why do white supremacists tote that flag? The Axis powers lost. Ike Turner that like. Oh, man. That's something else I want to talk about. R.I.P. to Tina Turner. So I can't remember. Somebody mentioned it, and forgive me for not remembering, but somebody mentioned it yesterday in the chat. The Tina Turner died. I was like, what? And shout out to her. You know, R.I.P. Tina Turner. All the great songs. Mad Max, Beyond the Thunderdome, and many more. I never heard her talk about any of this woke garbage nonsense. And maybe she did feel that way. Maybe she didn't. But she was never in the fray. I never heard of her saying a bunch of crazy bullshit that usually comes from the entertainment industry. All that perverted, weird, sexually deviant nonsense. So, yeah. Tina Turner, gone. Wow. And she was 83. Oh, that makes me feel old. But when you're fans of these people and you grow up listening to their music and stuff, you know, of course people die, but when you hear about it, still it's a trip. So R.I.P. Tina Turner. We lost a good one. We lost a good one. I see people in here going back and forth about the amount of money. I think you guys are talking about the money that Target lost. Katie, Louisiana Sister Squad, is saying she thought it was $9 billion. I believe that's what I saw too. But whether it's, and somebody else said $3 billion, whether it's $3 billion or $9 billion, here's the important part, and counting. Breon Lewis, did she die of an unknown illness? I read yesterday that she died of cancer. She had some cancer that she has been fighting for the past few years. So Target, however much money Target is losing and Bud Light is losing and Miller Lite, stupid ass. Miller Lite, you're even worse because you're in the beer business just like Bud Light and you follow them off the financial cliff just like a lemming. You saw what happened when they put that Ku Klux trans member, that Dick Tucker, on the can. You saw what happened. And you were like, wait a minute. I can do better than that, you idiot. They came out with that stupid ass commercial. Actually, women invented beer. Shut the fuck up. Actually, SC Garrett 13 Mobile. I hope I'm saying that right. Actually, 15.7 billion. Whatever it is, I hope it's and counting. I hope this is just the tip of the iceberg that sinks the USS Target or Bud Light. I hope this keeps going. I hope these people have to file Chapter 11. You fucked up. What did Bill Duke tell Kane? You know you done fucked up, don't you? What were you thinking? Why would you do something that stupid? Brian T says, Randy Moss, best wide receiver of all time. You're out of your mind. You must have had a recent head injury. It's Jerry Rice all day. That's just so stupid. That's like watching a car wreck and going, no, I could definitely fuck my car up better than that. What's wrong with you? You're so dumb, but go ahead. Give them enough rope to hang themselves. Allow them to do that. You don't want our money. You want us to give it to somebody else. Fine. Fine. You're sick of our cash. You don't want our money. You don't want your company to keep making money. Fine. We'll send it somewhere else. Just like the media, the mainstream mediocres, you're going to force other businesses and other news sources to pop up. So you're just going to force other brewers to either pop up and start new businesses, or brewers that are smaller than them that already exist, they're going to get bigger. Because guess what, fool? Guess what, woke jackasses at the top of these corporations? People are gonna drink beer. Okay? People are going to get fucked up. They're going to get twitted. They're going to get faded, feeling X-rated. They're going to get all odd on ya. Okay? People gonna get fucked up. Now, whether they get to that level with your product or somebody else's, they're gonna get there. So if you want to bow out and allow other companies to come and feed from the trough of beer money, go right ahead. You're going to make somebody discover something that shits all over your product, and they will never think about you again. They're going to be like, man, I was drinking that piss water all these years. This tastes delicious. And they're not woke. They don't put Ku Klux trans members on their product and they're better? Okay. Fucking idiots. Idiots. I don't care if you're running a lemonade stand in front of your house or if you're one of the number one beer producers in the country. The point of business is to make money. Louisiana Sister Squad, good point. The people they are trying to entice with beer can't even drink with the meds they're on. That's right. You thought you were just going to switch gender teams? This morning, I identify as a lady. So what? You're just going to go to the lady factory? They're going to unscrew your dick like a spark plug and put a vagina in there? And they're going to give you some titties? take this hair, move that, give you some hair, and you're going to come out of the other end of that assembly line a woman? Nope. Wrong. Because there's this thing called nature. Believe the science. There's this thing called nature, and nature has a certain way of doing things. And nature gave certain parts to certain people. So when you get to switching them out, when you get to Mr. Potato Heading yourself, your body's going to say, that's a foreign object. Repel it, kill it. That's not supposed to be here. That even happens when people share organs that you're supposed to have. If you need a kidney replacement or liver transplant or some shit like that, they can take a liver from another human being and put it in you. You have a liver too, but your body will still reject it. So what's going to happen when you remove your dick and make a fucking DIY gash in your body that's not supposed to be there? What does your body do with an open wound that's not supposed to be there? It closes it. On a real old school classic pre-2023 vagina, you don't need to do nothing to keep it open. It stays open because it's supposed to be there. And it does everything it's supposed to do. Removes the waste, gives you pleasure, creates life. It does everything it's supposed to do. But if you don't stay up on this new crazy regimen that you have with all these ointments and lubricants and pills and shit, it's going to close up. Why? Because it's not supposed to be there. And it's so stupid. When all this shit started, why would you target such a teeny tiny group of people? The alphabet soup group, gay people, that's half of 1% of the population. So you're going to take that and reduce that down to the Ku Klux Klans and the pansexuals and the bi. Bi is so stupid. You're either gay or straight. I'm buying. Now you're going to whittle it down to those people, and this little teeny tiny grain of sand sized group of people, you're going to target your beer business to them? Why would you do that? It's fucking weird. I don't get it. Why would you turn around and go in the face of the people who have kept your billions coming in for this little teeny weeny tiny group of people that don't spend shit? I don't get it. I don't get it. Reptilian research redo. You have to try and find happiness the way you are. That's the problem. They don't want to find it in themselves. They want to extort it from us. It's too hard to find it in yourself. That's too much work. So we'll get this superficial acceptance from a bunch of strangers who could give a fuck less. That is something that's so strange to me. I cannot understand why a perfect stranger's acceptance is so important to you. That's why. None of your business. What's up? Long time no see. Glad to have you back up in here. That's so strange. But I've Abby S, they're outsourcing white supremacy. Wait, what? What? That's right. Hey, man, there ain't no fucking white supremacy here. Go find me some. That shit is so weird, man. That a total stranger, I don't know somebody halfway across the country, but I want you to accept me. That's weird. No, take your ass home, rent a car, and drive coast to coast with your dad and work out your fucking problems, because that's what it is. That's what it is. The life, like the Rascal Flatts said, life is a highway. And we've already passed the exit for acceptance. That was 10, 20 miles back. We can't turn around. We can't turn around and backtrack and go back to where you needed a hug from your daddy and then turn back around. We don't got time for all that, man. This shit's moving too quick. We got to keep living life, man. You got to break off by yourself and go back there and get that acceptance. Because the whole country, the whole world, that's too much, man. We're too far down the road. And when you're done and you get your acceptance, you get that bear hug that you wanted, catch up with us. Join the party again. We'll welcome you right back in. But you coming to us for some shit we can't do for you. I'm not your daddy. I'm not your parents. I'm not the one who did whatever they did to you or whoever in your life did that to you. We're not them. So fuck off. Go get that shit yourself. Diesel, what's up, man? He says, how about the Dodgers, JG, with those nuns? That shit, hold on. You guys got to see this shit. This is like Twisted Sister and Kiss fucked each other and then had a baby. I mean, freaks! A bunch of damn freaks. Look at these people. Come on. Who the hell is going to do business with you looking like this? Looking like a geisha girl on acid. Who is going to do business with you? Look at this shit. Hold on. I'm about to share the hell out of this screen. This is nonsense. What kind of crazy ass world are we Look at this shit. These people wanted to be part of the LA Dodgers Pride Night. And the LA Dodgers ended up canceling their invitation because of how crazy. Look at this. These are nuns. According to them, these are nuns. And they're gay nuns of LA. How come none of you guys ever look normal? How come we never look at you and go, oh, really? You are? No, 100 yards away. Look at that weird ass. We can see you coming a mile away. There's something wrong with you. This ain't got shit to do with being a nun. And how dare you desecrate nundom, nunhood, whatever the word is for that? How dare you disrespect them like that? That ain't got shit to do with anything that they believe in, and you know it. This is all needing to be what they need to hit the road with their dad. You guys need to talk it out. You need to get some beef jerky and some snacks and drive and work this shit out. And if you don't accept this, something's wrong with you. Hell no. Not from what I see. You guys are 17 different flavors of fucked up. Look at this. Man. And that's supposed to be normal? We're supposed to accept that? Hell no. Oh, why wouldn't you want us reading to your kids? Let me count the ways. Let me count the ways of why I wouldn't want your weird ass anywhere near my kids. Where do we start? Out your damn minds. Snuggy Bear 01, Jericho Green, Gion, and Salty Cracker would be lit. Speaking of Gion, Brian King B, God isn't with none NUN of this. Of course not. Much like they wedge their big man feet into women's shoes, you can't wedge your beliefs into organized religion. Every organized religion has an owner's manual, and it breaks down behavior step by step. And you know damn good and well that none of them accept this. So if you're going to be religious, you got to follow their rules. If you're going to follow your own rules, then you can't be religious. You can't have your cake and fuck it too. I believe that's how you say it, right? Yeah, that's how you say it. Speaking of my man, Gion, today, Thursday, Stop the Fuckery, 5 p.m., myself, Gion, and a special guest, Miss Layla Ray. And Katie from Louisiana Sister Squad, I believe I've been on a panel with her and Layla at the same time. She knows Layla. She will be on the show tonight. And the topic of discussion, relationships. Oh, yes. We are going to break it down. We have quite a few different views. I'm definitely the elder statesman, being 42 years old. I'm pretty sure they're both in their 20s. And I believe they both have significant others. So we're going to get it from all different angles. But we will be talking relationships tonight. Stop the Fuckery, 5 p.m. right here. I will be sharing the link, and I will be sharing everything on all my social media platforms. So when I'm done here, keep your eyes for that. All right. See, Louisiana Sister Squad, she says, yes, she's fantastic. Layla, very smart. very intelligent, and I know she's going to bring a lot to the table. So I'm excited. I am excited. So let me get these freaks off the screen. Remember Deuce Bigelow? That's a huge bitch. Thank you, Tammy A. So, oof. Covered that. Oh, big news. Big news. Ron DeSantis threw his hat in the ring to run for president in 2024. Am I wrong? But it didn't really make a big splash for me. From what I understand, he was supposed to or hold on, before I get into that. Somebody else, was it Diesel? He said mention this, and Katie just mentioned this. She said they need to play with Jews and Muslims like that and see what happens. That's a good point. Because, and, well, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. They know that Christians and Catholics are slow to do something about it. Not saying they won't. I'm not saying they're going to lay down and take it forever. Everybody has a breaking point. But they know that Christians and Catholics are slower to react to stuff like this. That's why they don't fuck. And you can't say that, well, the Muslim religion's not as big as Christianity. It's right up there. There's over 1 billion Muslims in this world. They got numbers. Okay? So you can't say that. They don't do that, and they don't fuck with them because they know something's going to happen. Now, I'm not saying Christians and Catholics need to go out here and be violent, but that's the reason they don't fuck with the Muslims, because they know something can really happen. Some shit can blow up. Somebody can get hurt or killed. They don't fuck with Jewish people because of the power that they have in media and many other facets, finances. They don't fuck with them because if Jewish people higher up on the food chain don't like it, you're gone. So that's why they don't do that shit. That's why they don't fuck with them. Because those two groups are quick to react, and one of them can react violently. So the kind, forgiving Christians, they continue to pick on them. The kind, forgiving Catholics, they continue to fuck with them. And I think some of it also has to do with, you know, maybe their parents or whoever or whatever figures are in their life, if they had any, probably had a religious angle to why they shouldn't be like that. Maybe their parents are religious, and if you're religious, you adhere to the owner's manual, correct? So their parents were probably, well, the Bible says not to do this. The Bible says we don't believe in this. So maybe that's part of it. But it all comes back to them going to their parents and getting the acceptance of whatever they're missing. Because we're in adulthood. We can't help you. We are not qualified, and we don't have the time to help you. Sorry. I'm out here living life. I'm out here doing my thing. I don't got time to fix you. I got to fix me. I gotta fix me and try not to give my kids too much stuff that they need to fix later. I got time to be helping no fucking adult. You better get your shit together. No, accept me, listen to me, hold me, kiss me, fuck me. Thank you, Chozo Ghost. He says, indulged in the 90s childhood memories last week and bought 2 WCW NWO sleeveless t-shirts, 1 white logo, 1 red logo. Make wrestling great again. Oh, the NWO. That was what's his name? Steve Nash, Hulk Hogan, and was it Razor Ramon? But he wasn't going by Razor Ramon then, was he? Scott Hall, yeah. And I might be missing some people. Those were the 3 members that I remember for sure from NWO. And WCW was like the Walmart of wrestling, because you had, you know, the top of the line, the Nordstrom was WWF. But WCW wasn't no joke, and they got bigger because, you know, Hulk Hogan and other stars started to go over there after their career was done at WWF. So WCW was the shit. Thank you, Leonard S. He said the cops took that flag out of the truck and spread it out. Yeah, that's where I saw the picture that I saw had the swastika flattened out on the ground, which was weird. Why would you basically display that flag? That I don't understand. You would think that the police would, and not to shield the public, we don't want anybody to see it, but you'd think that they would take that and it would be part of evidence and it would be taken somewhere and processed, not laid out on the ground. Were you guys going to stick your hands in paint and then put your handprints on it like it's an end of the year project? What are you doing? Why'd they lay that flag out? I don't understand it. That was pretty strange. A954, thank you again with the 223. He says Target is selling Tuck Technology bathing suits. That is weird. And they're selling them to kids in the kids department. What? Why? That should only be available online. Do they not realize that this much of the population would even entertain that bullshit? Why are they doing this? If it's not for the purposes of evil, why would a company target such a teeny tiny group of people? Thank you, Tammy A. Oh, I didn't even know you were old enough to drink, girl. She says, JG, my Patriot beer is on the way. I'll let you know how it is. Love to the best chat ever. Much love to you and your family, JG. Thank you, Tammy. I appreciate that. Tammy is also, not only is she a mod, I believe she was my first mod, and she's my first member of Green Nation. Talk about OG, triple OG. Chozo Ghost, thank you again. Thank you for the 762. He says, you know, one beer that hasn't jumped on the SS woke yet? Youngling baby. Where is that? Where is that from? Fred from America? Hold on. David Youngling. So Youngling beer. That's a cool logo. America's oldest brewery. So yeah, right here in America. Damn, where you guys been? Never heard of this company before. But just like I mentioned, you're going to cause companies like this to fucking blow up. Because people are going to get intoxicated. They're going to get it from you or they're going to get it from somebody else. And it looks like Youngling beer is like, we'll take your money. Thank you very much, J954 again. Thank you for the 556. He says, JJ, I got a tough question for you in the comment section. If a KKT, a Ku Klux Trans member, is caught with a pistol brace during Pride Month, would they be arrested? Of course not. Of course not, because not only are they a protected class, the Ku Klux Trans member, the craziest of the crazy, it's Pride Month. You guys didn't know that? If you're a Ku Klux Trans member or Alphabet Soup Group member, you are free to commit any crime you want during June. It's like the Purge. It's like the Purge with a bunch of jizz. Thank you, Wet Works 57 for the Hamilton. He says, I like Trump and DeSantis, but I hope Trump wins 2024 so we can watch him get our revenge. I think he's definitely down to do that, and I agree. I'll be voting for Trump, but we're going to get into that. We're going to talk about Mr. DeSantis. Thank you very much, Chaotic Truth Live, for the $150. Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. I thank you all for your generosity. Those of you who are generous with your time and your money, I thank you for it all. Boy, oh boy. What a wacky world. Joyce Decker, drink moonshine. Joyce Decker is trying to get everybody twisted. Man, drink that moonshine. Get that shit in the jar. Chozo Ghost says that Yuengling beer was the first beer he ever ordered when he was legal. Because of course, I know all the people in this comment section and beyond are upstanding members, and you did not consume a drop of alcohol until you were all 21 years old, and I appreciate that because I know I didn't. Pregnant? Are you? I would assume you are with a name like Pregnant. If so, congratulations. First baby, second, third, fourth, fifth. You one of the Duggars. What's going on here? Congratulations to you. Kelly Shields says, love you, man. Dig your shorts. Thanks. Those are fun. I always keep them a minute or under, and I'll be doing some more today. So much ammunition today. It's going to be a long day in the studio, but I'll be doing more shorts. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Third proverb says DeSantis is deep state. So I don't know enough about DeSantis to speak on that whole deep state. He's in bed with Soros and Elon Musk and all that. I don't know enough about those accusations on Ron DeSantis. I know him, the things he's doing in Florida, the laws that he's signing into, the bills that he's signing into law in Florida. I know more about that. I will, especially the closer the election comes. I assume he'll be doing pretty well. He'll be around until it's just him and Trump. I'm assuming, because there's a bunch of people. They crowd the clown car in the beginning, but a bunch of people fall off. So we'll see, and I will definitely do more research and learning about Ron DeSantis. But you can't deny that he is doing a lot of things that I would love to see done across the country, i.e. standing up against these big woke-ass companies like Disney, constitutional carry, having laws that are pro-parent, anti-woke. So I do like that about it. But like I said, I don't know enough about those kind of, deep state and all that shit. I don't know enough about that. But I will intimidate myself about it, okay? Mark PK says, the Bush family helped him out big time. Well, being connected to the Bush family is not a big thing, but like I said, I need to do my own research. But shit, while we're talking about Ron DeSantis, I think he should have waited. I've mentioned before, I think in a perfect political world, he would stay out of it, let Trump take the White House again, and that'll be his second term. So he'll be out of it. He legally can't run again. So cool, 8 years of Trump, good looking out. And then we have potentially 8 years of DeSantis. So, like I said, it was kind of anticlimactic for him to announce when he did, the way he did. From what I read, he was supposed to announce with Elon Musk on his Twitter platform or some kind of TED Talk kind of thing they were supposed to have. But it really didn't make that big of a splash for him to announce, but it is a big deal. Craig the Hunter says, I can't trust any of them, Jericho. Hey, man, and for those of you who can't trust any of them, hey, I understand that. I understand that completely. These are humans we're talking about, easily corrupted. So, hey, man, I'm not mad at you about that one. I don't blame you for not trusting them. Katie, Louisiana Sister Squad podcast says, our flags are at half-mast. Don't know why. They wouldn't put them at half-mast for Tina Turner, would they? I wonder why. I've had that. I've had that happen too. You're driving around and you see a flag at half mast, like on some state building or something. You're like, well, who the fuck has died? I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know what's going on down there in Louisiana. Welcome back, Authentically Kennedy. Were you somewhere getting white sand in your toes? So I don't know. Diesel says Trump would have him as vice president, but not no more. I don't know if, and that would be another cool scenario if DeSantis were to run as his vice president, but I don't know if DeSantis is willing to play second fiddle. Trump isn't. Damn well Trump ain't gonna be no fucking vice nobody. So yeah, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Obviously, it won't happen now. Pregnant says Tina Turner died. Yeah, yesterday, died of cancer, 83 years old. Very sad to hear. But Pregnant, you didn't answer my question. Are you actually pregnant? That's just a clever name. Huh? But I don't think they would put it at half mast for Tina Turner. Yes, she was super famous, but you got to be like a dignitary or something like that, like an elected official or something to have them fly the flag at half mast. It's a pretty big deal. Max Bang, DeSantis is legit. From far as I can tell, I think so too, based on what I know about him. But I'm definitely looking to the other side of it, what some people are saying. Alien testosterone. I'll put my money on Donald J. Trump and Mary, that's her first name, Taylor Greene. Although I mentioned the other day, I don't quite, I mean, whatever, but she made a statement the other day that calling her a white supremacist is the same as calling somebody a nigger. Well, I don't know about that. Marjorie, that's her name, Marjorie Taylor Greene. I don't know about that, Marjorie. That might be a little too much. But yeah, you lost me on that one. Abby S says Trump and Byron Donalds. Hey, that'd be cool. Byron Donalds is a sharp cat. I'd be down for that. I follow him on Instagram. Yeah, he's a smart dude. I'd be down for that. And of course, you know, what would they call Byron McDonald's, or what would they call him? You already know. Fucking Biden, he could pack his cabinet with all kinds of diversity hires. No, Spunberry 65. Her first name is not Margarine. It's not. She's not named after fake butter. But Byron Donalds, I like him. He's cool. Trump Vivek. That'd be another good one too. There's a lot of different combinations. But right now, we got DeSantis versus Trump. That's going to be something. Those debates are going to be something. And DeSantis, he's sharp. He's very polished. He's been a politician longer than Trump. He's very polished, very intelligent. That will be a pretty good debate to have if it gets to that point. If it gets to that point, what if DeSantis doesn't make it? What if Trump is going to be the front runner all the way through? Hold on, let me put the person up there first. There we go. Now you know why I'm playing the song. Thank you, GJB Films. He says, thank you for the 550. Yo, Jericho, what's your biggest terrible driver story? He's up in Canada. What are you talking about? We have a lot here in Ontario, Canada. My biggest terrible driver story. Oh, here's one that pops into my head. Here's the one that comes to mind. Here's one that's top of mind. Early 20s, you know, hanging out with the boys. And there's this one dude who would fucking drink all the time. And we went fishing. And so while we were fishing, I didn't know, because there was a few of us and we kind of broke off into smaller groups to hit different spots. You know, maybe the fish weren't biting. So I didn't know the whole time that we were there, he was fucking pounding vodka. And we drove up there in his vehicle, his Bronco. And it was a Bronco that had the back of the roof chopped off. So it was like riding in a Jeep. So we're flying down the road, and I noticed him talking to I was in the back. I noticed him talking to the passenger, and we're flying down the road at like 75 miles an hour on the highway. And he's, yeah, man, blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah. Hey, man, I remember saying, hey, watch the road. Oh, he turns back, looks at me. Dude, calm down, man. I'm watching the road. We'll be fine. Like, this shit was out of a movie. Turn the fuck around and watch the road. Stop talking to me. Dude, what's your problem? Why are you tripping? Dude, nothing's going to happen. 75, 80. Whoa. And I said, man, let me out of this fucking car right now. Let me out right now. No, when you're tripping, dude, calm down. And nothing's going to happen. We're not going to crash. It's cool. I got it. Like, bruh, let me out of this car right now, or I'm going to fucking punch you in your face. We're probably going to die anyway, so I might as well knock you the fuck out first. Let me out right now. Oh, dude, fucking, you're tripping, blah, blah, blah. Puts on the turn signal, pulls over. I get out. I said, either somebody else drives this fucking thing who's sober, or I'm getting the fuck out. Oh, where are you tripping, dude? Blah, blah. Dude, you're fucked up. Eyes are all glossy and shit. You're not watching the road. Oh, I was so fucking pissed off. I kept picturing in my mind that while he said, oh, it's cool, dude, boom, we're going to flip over. He's going to veer in another lane and kill people, kill us. You piece of shit. But here's a happy ending. Not too long after that, me and that dude ended up getting a fight, and I whooped his ass. Thank you, Mr. Comic 2009. He says, D. Tweezy, a.k.a. Donald J. Trump, a.k.a. the next El Presidente. Wouldn't that be nice? Oh, what a turnaround that would be. Uh-oh, shots fired, people. Thank you, Wetworks57. He says, Canada needs to grow up here and get rid of little Castro. You mean Prime Minister Blackface? Oh, Justin Castro, love child of Fidel Castro. Brian King B says, let's go one time for the ass whooping. Yeah. Yeah, I fucked that dude up. I really did. And that was in my mind too, thinking about that. And there were a couple other things that he did, but that was in my mind. I was thinking about that when I was kicking the shit out of him. So that story ended good. That ended great. So what do you guys think? DeSantis v. Trump? Who's going to win? I think Trump's going to get the nomination. I do. Oh, Tammy A. She says Bruce Lee. All right. No problem. This is kind of what I did to him. Damn, Bruce, he kicked his face off. You ever seen somebody's face get kicked off of their scalp? That's what just happened right there. Yeah, I think it'll be Trump. I do. I think it will. Diesel says, I despise drunk drivers. An illegal, been deported 6 times, had 6 DUIs, killed my friend Kristen, her husband, a corrections officer, and their 16-year-old boy who just got a full ride scholarship. That's what I mean. That's what I was picturing happening in my mind. Just multiple lights being extinguished at one time for one fucking idiot. Been deported 6 times, should only been deported once, and that shit never would have happened. 6 DUIs? 6 DUIs, we're breaking your legs. You're never going to walk again. Are you kidding me? How do you get 6 DUIs? Should we not have thrown that person away way before then? 6 DUIs? Damn. Yeah, man, I can't stand people. And that's the shitty thing about being a human being, is that somebody else's terrible decision-making can destroy multiple people's lives, can completely fucking wipe them out. And it's not just those people. It's not just the people who are in the vehicle who get killed, like Diesel mentioned, his friend's family, his friend and her family. It's a ripple effect. They have families, they have parents, they have siblings, they have friends, they have boys' friends at school, all that shit. You're fucking up dozens of lives, at least, just because you want to get twisted and go hot behind the wheel. Man, we should have the most brutal, barbaric, archaic, medieval punishments for people that do that. I'm talking these torture devices should be the only materials used to build them is leather and wood. We're going way back in the time. We're going way back. Your punishment is going to be primitive and drawn out. This is going to take a weekend to get rid of you. Shit is terrible. Louisiana Sister Squad said he's going to pick Caitlyn Jenner for VP. LOL. Oh my God. I saw something yesterday. Caitlyn Jenner speaks out against some shit, Ku Klux trans in sports, something, the economy, some shit. And I'm just like, I can't take anything serious that comes out of your mouth, Bruce Jenner, because you look like a freak. You're up here dressed up with your lips all, yeah, baby, all puffed up and shit like you had some shellfish you were allergic to. You got hair like a woman and cleavage. What the fuck? And I'm supposed to listen to you about some policy or something? I can't. It's like Rachel Levine. That dude that walks around wearing a Navy Admiral's uniform. How do you sit across from that fool in a work environment and take them seriously? I can't. Look at you. You look ridiculous. I can't take what you're saying seriously. You're a fucking weirdo. What the? That shit is weird. Yeah, people chiming in on the drunk drivers. Yeah, I mean, they should get fucking thrown into that pit that was in 300. This is Sparta! Throw them down there in that bottomless pit. You're gonna fucking take people's lives and fuck up the people who are left behind. You're gonna fuck their lives all up? Man. That shit is weird. That shit is weird. So, this fucking U-Haul white supremacist. The white supremacist who isn't even white. That's how good our lives are. That's how good our lives are. We have no natural predators. We have so much free time to fuck around. So few things to worry about that we now have Indian white supremacists. Okay. White House U-Haul ramming suspect. That's a weird title. White House U-Haul ramming suspect Sai Kandula jailed until next week. Charges downgraded, of course. The alleged neo-Nazi. So see, that wasn't the Hindu religious flag. The alleged neo-Nazi. So now we go from American History X neo-Nazis to what? Accused of ramming a rented U-Haul truck into White House security barriers, will be held in federal jail pending a detention hearing next week, according to reports. Blah, 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 whatever his name is, 19, appeared in a Washington, D.C. federal court Wednesday where Magistrate Judge Robin M. Merriweather ordered he be jailed until a hearing next Tuesday. Kandula from Missouri slammed the box truck into barriers along Lafayette Square, just steps from the White House late Monday. He had allegedly planned the attack for 6 months. Well, good thing that this domestic terrorist was a fucking idiot, because this is what you got after 6 months of planning? With his goal to, quote, get the White House, seize power, and be put in charge of the nation. So this dude has some mental problems. He thought with him, his Nazi flag, and a U-Haul truck, he was going to get to the White House, somehow get inside. I guess he was going to, the White House Secret Service is on an Epstein schedule where they would all be out to lunch when he came, and all the security cameras would be disabled. They're all on the fritz. So he was going to somehow get to the White House across that big ass lawn, get inside, seize power. Does that mean have a shootout with the Secret Service and all the other armed agencies that would show up? So somehow seize power, whatever that means, and be put in charge of the nation. So he's thinking, I'm going to take my U-Haul, smash it through the gate, waltz on up to the door, seize power, and then once you seize power, you were going to be put in charge of the nation. So we were all just going to go, yes, master, yes, you are in charge. You think the nation was just going to come to heel? Oh, no, who said that? Hillary Clinton said that about the Negro. They must be brought to heel. Anyway, I shouldn't have said that. Kandula was accused of threatening to kill the president if that's what I have. He says he was accused of threatening to, quote, kill the president if that's what I have to do. And he praised Nazism and Hitler. He was originally charged with threatening to kill, kidnap, or inflict harm on a president, vice president, or family member, as well as assault with a dangerous weapon, reckless operation of a motor vehicle, trespassing, and destruction of federal property. His federal charges have since been downgraded to a single count of depredation of property of the United States in excess of $1,000. So he went from that fucking cornucopia of charges to a single count of depredation of property of more than $1,000. Prosecutors told the court Kandula is not a U.S. citizen. See, the other day when I first heard about this story, it said he was 19 and he was from Missouri. So I assumed that he was an American. He was born here. He was 19 years old. He was radicalized right here on American soil, which has happened in the past. You look at the Sarnev brothers that pulled off the Boston Marathon bombing. Those dudes were raised right here in America. So I thought it was the same with this guy. Turns out he is not a U.S. citizen. Is he legal? Is he supposed to be here legally? Does he have a visa? Something like that? 19. I'm not sure what kind of job he's going to have to warrant a visa. Is he just visiting? It says he struck the barriers once before reversing the box truck and launching forward again, ramming the structures a second time, according to a statement of facts released Tuesday. Now, I'm pretty sure that the barriers outside of the White House are tough enough to take on a U-Haul box truck. Then he allegedly hopped out of the driver's seat and went back to the back of the smoking truck. The officer watched as Kandula removed a red and white flag with a Nazi swastika in the center from a black backpack he was carrying. No one was injured in the crash and no explosives were found inside the vehicle. Why didn't they shoot him? He rams the barrier, hops in the back of the truck, comes out, and is reaching inside of a backpack. I figure that's a pretty good reason to get popped. And these are just some of the pictures from the U-Haul. Fucking idiot. 6 months. I hope all the terrorists we ever deal with in life for the rest of existence, of human existence, are as stupid as this jackass. Kandula later told federal agents he took a one-way flight from St. Louis to D.C. and arrived around 8 p.m. And he then allegedly rented a U-Haul box truck and drove directly to the White House. He allegedly said that his goal was to, quote, get to the White House, seize power, blah, blah, blah. When asked how, he responded he would, quote, kill the president if he had to. He said, kill the president if that's what I have to do, and would hurt anyone that would stand in my way. Despite being stopped by the security barrier, Kandula told investigators he was successful because he had hoped to send a message that you're retarded. Did you want the whole world to know that you're retarded? Because now we know. Message received. Kandula stated a message was meant to be sent to all organizations like the Secret Service. The document goes on. Kandula added, either way, whether I got into the White House or not, my message was received. He allegedly said he knew he would get arrested, but his, quote, book would get to, quote, those who needed to see it. The book was a green book in which he had written his plans to enter the White House and what he would accomplish if he was in charge. Oh, man, I bet that's a good read. Or is he going to get up there and say, my first order as the new president of the United States is that I want Hawaiian Punch to come out of all water faucets. He said that he looked up to Hitler because he was, quote, a strong leader. And he allegedly went on to praise Nazism for its, quote, great history. And Aniket Sharma, who attended high school with Kandila, told the Post he worried about his former classmate, his state of mind in light of the allegations. I couldn't believe it for the first 10 minutes. What the fuck? Why do you talk like that? I never expected him to be doing something like this. I never thought a day like this would come. Well, good thing your classmate was a dumbass and he didn't know what he was doing. But if you guys notice in there, they put some excerpts from his manifesto, I guess you'd call it that, his green book that laid out his plans. I think that's what you call it, right? Somebody, when they write down their plans for something, you call that a manifesto. Weapon X. Shit, JG, you got my vote. If you can make Hawaiian Punch come out of the water. That's not the important thing, Weapon X. Stupid. How stupid is this dude? I was just going to go in there and take charge. But you notice they gave some snippets, some excerpts from his manifesto. So why can we see this jackass's manifesto, a professed Nazi sympathizer, neo-Nazi? He carried the swastika flag with him. If we can get his manifesto or parts of it 24 hours after he pulled this shit off, then where's the manifesto of that fucking Ku Klux trans bitch that those officers smoked at that school in Nashville? Why can't we get a hold of that manifesto? Why can't we get a look at that? This dumbass, this Keystone terrorist couldn't get past some damn polls, and you got his silly bullshit that he was writing in the New York Post. That crazy bitch up in Nashville, we haven't heard shit about what she wrote. Weird. Montana, take us home. Can you give us something to smile about, Montana? I never knew that I would have to look to Montana for a smile, but I am. I'm looking up the fucking big sky country, brother. Help me out, Montana. Damn, J954. Thanks again for the 223. He says, Lauren Boebert is single. Sorry, AOC. It's been real. If you guys don't know, J954 has been chasing AOC's skirt for a while, but I guess he gave up because Lauren Boebert is single. But don't worry, man. Don't worry, J954. That bucktooth bartender will always be there. Thank you, Mr. Comic 2009. Says, I once seen my uncle kill a man. Not really, but his pride died. Hey, man, that can be pretty damn bad right there. J954, thank you again for the 223. He says, I'd pay to see Fetterman read that manifesto live. Well, J954, you must have 73 hours to kill, because I have a feeling that's how long it would take. The words are moving. Fucking nightmare that would be. All right, Montana. Help me out. So I guess Montana ain't having it. Oh, here, we'll let them explain. Hold on. Let's see. We share the screen. Okay. Oh shit! Hold on.
The law earlier this week. NBC out reporter Joe.
State that's ramping up its anti-LGBTQ legislation.
Montana is now the first state.
You hear that? Anti-LGBTQ. Anti, like that's a bad thing. Like it's a bad thing to be against weird, perverted men reading to children. That's a bad thing. Anti.
State to ban people dressed in drag from reading books to children at public venues like libraries and schools. These events are often called drag queen story hours.
Blech.
Montana's governor signed that bill into law earlier this week. NBC out reporter Joe Yerkeba joins us now. So, Joe, what do we know about this bill?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. NBC out reporter? What does that mean? Look at this motherfucker. I don't know if that's a man or a woman. He called him Joe. Could be a woman. Hold on, let me see if that's a thing. What? NBC out reporter. NBC out. Oh, so yeah, it must be it's a alphabet soup group Ku Klux trans based news outlet, I guess. NBC out. Let's hear it, buddy.
Bill, and what makes it different from other bills we're seeing in other states?
Sure. So this new law in Montana.
Joe, okay. Surprised we don't see 25 cats in the background crawling everywhere.
Makes Montana the first in the country to specifically ban drag story hours in publicly funded places, and that includes publicly funded schools and libraries. And for those who don't know, drag story hour is a national reading program where drag performers read to kids, and the idea is that it promotes things like creativity and imagination.
Creativity and imagination, because Lord knows kids need help from drag queens to spark their creativity. Freaks.
Montana will be the first in the country.
Look at that. Look at that big, weird motherfucker about to touch that kid. Ew.
To not specifically require sexual content and performances for them to be banned. And the sponsor of the bill, Republican Representative Braxton Mitchell, told me that drag queens are reading, quote, half naked to kids, and that's why he promoted this bill.
Look at that. Who is this, your piece of shit teacher supporting this bullshit? Look, what the fuck is wrong with this dude? That's a man under there. That's a man, baby. What? Man, get your freaky ass out of here.
Story hour performances notably aren't adult themed, though. So when I asked him for examples of.
Do you see that? Those are fathers there. Those are fathers. Look at this dude. You know he's on the peg patrol. Look at this. Look at the fucking red mohawk. Where's your kid, you weirdo? And these kids are too damn big. Look, what are you, fucking 8, 9? You're too big to be at reading time, story hour. That's for like kids 5 and under. Ew.
Of this happening in Montana, he didn't respond.
Some people and organizations.
Every father in there needs a car antenna to the back of his legs. You're a fucking man. What are you doing? Got your damn kids there. Look at the pussy hat. You guys know here at Jericho Green Enterprises, we don't tell you, hey, go out and slap these people. But I'm saying if somebody went in there and walked up to every single one of them and did this, I wouldn't shed a tear. I'll say that.
Who are challenging this bill say it directly violates the First Amendment. What is their argument?
Yeah, so their argument is that it basically targets the content of drag performers' speech specifically. And already in Tennessee, a judge has blocked a similar law under that argument. And he said that it
Preach!
violated the First Amendment because it was vague and overly broad, and that Tennessee needed to make a really compelling case for why it was needed.
Hey, I love how these people like to cover themselves in the First Amendment. First Amendment does not come without responsibility. You are not free to say whatever to whoever. Could you go up to a little kid and scream obscenities in his face? Is that freedom of speech? I guess so. But should you do that? No. The whole yelling fire in a crowded theater. Can you stand up and yell that? Sure. But you probably shouldn't, because people could get hurt. Freedom of speech does not come with freedom from responsibility. That's bullshit. But these people are immature. They're like a bunch of fucking children. They're probably mentally stuck at like 7 years old. So this is how they see the world. They see the world as a little child. No, you said I have freedom of speech. I can say whatever I like to, so I can say whatever to whoever.
And we expect to see something similar in Montana.
So, Joe, we've seen attempts to restrict drag performances in public venues in a few other states. Those are being battled out in court. This particular ban we're seeing here, do we think it could be an ongoing trend? Do we think other states might try something similar?
Yes, so Montana is the third state behind Tennessee and Florida to pass such a restriction. It's unclear, what states are likely to pass one next, but it's something that we definitely expect to see happen because at least 16 states have proposed similar measures. So this is definitely...
I just can't get past the parents. You're bringing your children to it. You're bringing the lambs to the fucking wolf den. Why would you do that? And I noticed that all these parents...
an ongoing trend where Republicans are trying to restrict the ability of drag...
Shut up, Joe. You notice all of these parents have the same look. They all look like they would be okay with this. They all look like, of course you would open your kids up to that. Of course you would. They all look like that. The men all look feminine and weak. They all look like they ride the baloney pony. And the women all look like the bottom half of their faces are probably going to be glistening tonight.
Performers to be out in public in front of minors or to read to them in places like libraries.
And speaking of that trend, what kind of messaging is all of this sending to the LGBTQ plus community? If more bills like this are passed, what could be the overall impact?
Who gives a fuck? You don't care about what you're pushing. You don't care about the impact on us. So why would we care about the impact on you? What impact? We're protecting children. If protecting kids has an impact on you, that means you're a pervert. That means you're a deviant fucking weirdo. Why would protecting children have an impact? And you know this fool right here, Joe, you know his top lip, her top lip smells like puss.
Right. So drag is a, long art form practiced by the LGBTQ community. And so this is really sending a message that it's targeting their art form in particular and sending the message that they shouldn't be able to practice it, particularly in front of children, so that it's harmful to children in some way. And performers that we...
Exactly, you dumbass. That's exactly what we're saying. You should not be able to practice your quote unquote art in front of children. Yes, idiot. Any other questions?
We've spoken with have told us that really, harms their ability to perform, but also hurts them as LGBTQ people.
Joe, just speaking, I know, with people all around the country, we're a week away from Pride. I know you've been in touch with people in the LGBTQ and drag communities. What is the feeling you're getting from folks as we head into Pride Month when there's supposed to be so much celebration, but we're seeing all these laws?
Celebration of what? Please show me the pride in Pride Month. I see no pride. I see debauchery. I see sex. I see perversion. Where's the pride?
Including ones that are aimed at the drag community.
Yeah, people are anxious. They're afraid. They told me that they don't plan on attending Prides this year. Drag performers in particular are afraid that they'll be targeted violently or reported to the police.
Violently or reported to the police, or like not even come out and like celebrate because of the anti-drag queen laws and the Republicans.
also a lot of conflation happening between drag performers and people who are transgender. So transgender people in Tennessee, for example, have told me that they're afraid they'll be reported if they perform karaoke in front of minors. So there's definitely a lot of fear happening right now ahead of Pride Month.
So much impact. Joe Urquaba, appreciate you.
So much impact. I bet you get impacted from behind you, weirdo. So much impact. Oh, the impact. Ew, this Pride Month is going to be fucking gross. I think this is going to be the prideiest Pride Month ever. The streets are going to run white. It's going to be the most disgusting, nasty Pride Month ever. Yeah, Tap Out 101. Grown-ups afraid. Just like when they call you a homophobe or transphobe, your phobia is an irrational fear. Who is irrationally afraid of gay people and Ku Klux trans members? Get the fuck out of here. Trans people are afraid and they're not attending Pride events. Good. There should be no Pride events unless you're actually focused on Pride. But that's not the case. You guys just want to fuck outside. Call it that. Why don't you call June Fuck Outside Month? Because that's all you guys end up doing. Is doing your dirty shit you do inside, outside. You're proud of that? And these fucking parents that take your kids there, you suck. Why isn't CPS at these damn Pride events? If you bring your kid to a Pride event, your kid should be taken away and you need to be investigated. Because if you're stupid enough to believe that there's just a bunch of booths and we're handing out pamphlets to show you pride in what we are and show you pride in our lifestyle, unless it's that, you're lying. Unless it's that, don't take your kids there. Everyone there is dressed normal. Then don't take your fucking kids there. You know, Gabrielle Union, she's like, oh, hell yeah. Pride Month, and you know, oh my goodness, just wait until the pictures start coming out of that sick bitch taking that boy to another Pride event. She's pumped. She's like, yes, I've been crossing off the days on my calendar waiting for Pride Month so I can take this boy to some event and fuck him up some more. Thank you, Montana. Thank you. Montana's like, I know we're up here in the corner and you guys forget about us, but we still got it going on here too in Montana. Hey, I see you, Montana. We see you. Eugene Reed, monkey pride pox in a box. What happened to that? No more monkeypox talk. Did they get rid of it? Or did they just stop talking about it? Ew, I'm going to stop talking about it. That shit's gross. Mousy, or Mouse C, thank you for the Hamilton. She says, thanks for the good times. That sounds kind of ominous. You ain't going to do nothing, are you? Don't you dare, Mousy. We need you. Oh, you're needed. Thank you, Leonard S. Very true. Dim strategy is to hide a story until people forget. True. That's what they're going to do. They're going to hide that Hunter Biden shit till his laptop, till everybody forgets. They're going to hide all that monkeypox shit till everybody forgets. And the beat goes on. Thank you, Mr. Comic 2009. He says, let Will Smith loose on him. Yeah, just tell Will Smith that they said Jada Pinkett. Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. Thank you again, Wetworks57. He says, YouTube censorship will not let me tell you how I feel about the left. And that is shitty, but just know, Wetworks57, I know exactly how you feel. Because I feel the same damn way. I feel the same way. Well, people, we put in a lot of good work today. A lot of good work. As I mentioned before, I have a lot of shorts, YouTube shorts to crank out, an abundance of content and material. So I'm going to do my best with it. Please keep on the lookout for that. And tonight, here, let me show you this. Do I still have one? I don't know if I have the... Yeah, because they change every week. Our Stop the Fuckery thumbnails change every week. But 5 p.m., myself, Gian, right here, Stop the Fuckery. What's the topic of discussion today? Relationships, something we all know a little something, a little sonsing about. Special guest, Layla Ray. Make sure you guys are here, 5 p.m. I know I will be. Because if you're not here, you're in the wrong damn spot, okay? I hope to see all your sun-shining faces there. And it's going to be a good time. We always have a good time. And it's different. It's a departure from the things I usually talk about here, you know, the most social, political kind of stuff. And we go a different direction. It's a lot of fun. Queen Bee's Art Hive. You have a good day as well. Maybe I'll see you later on Stop the Fuckery. I thank you guys for being here. I thank you for your generosity. Special shout out to my man, Cold Brew 406, $300 fucking dollars. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Thank you all. Your questions, your comments, your time. 8 billion sons of bitches in the world, and you chose this one. Thank you very much. You were great. Oh, and special shout out to all the people who are in here for the first time, Latoya and others. Shout out to Louisiana Sister Squad podcast, Katie. Thank you guys for being up in here with me. You were great. I was great. We were great. But you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe. Hit that notification bell because every time it rings, a piece of shit lefty cries. Utilize the Linktree link. Get your ass over to JerichoGreen.net and mygreengear.com. I am Jericho Green. Man, I'm out.